This is how lazy we've gotten in our lives. Alexa, turn the lights off.
Okay.
Isn't that sad? This is my life, guys. I like to pretend like I have all my shit together, but really I'm just a girl who brings up multiple bottles of water and has empty Rice Krispie treat wrappers on her bed. And a huge 1.9 pound bag of Sour Patch Kids. But you know what? Me and John think this is funny. It's 1.9 pounds. Why not just make it 2 pounds?
What was wrong with making it 2 pounds?
Just call it 2 pounds. It's like, just as bad.
Was one more Sour Patch Kid? Like, did it make it 2.1 pounds?
Right.
Does one Sour Patch Kid weigh 0.2 pounds?
No, can't. It'd be like probably, you know what it would be? They'd actually fill the whole thing up instead of leaving half of it with air. Happy Father's Day.
Thank you.
John went Mexican for lunch, so we stopped by our favorite local place and got some carry out. And Kai was supposed to get a taco, but they forgot the taco part. They just gave her rice and beans, so she's dipping her chips in it. Which is just as good, huh? Yeah. So it's Wednesday, and I don't really know why I haven't been vlogging the last 2 days. Let's see, Monday we didn't do much, hung around the house, swam, that kind of thing. Monday we didn't really do much, we didn't have a lot going on. We kind of hung out around the house, swam, did that kind of thing, but my cousin who was visiting from Seattle actually came over and we hosted like a late night barbecue, and it was really nice. We hung out till like midnight and just talked and caught up and showed her our house and all of that. And then Tuesday, well, Monday night before we put Wyatt to bed, we noticed that his eyes were getting really like gunky in the centers. He's had pink eye like 3 times from school, so we're very familiar with what it looks like. Sure enough, he had pink eye because he woke up on Tuesday, yesterday, with just like bloodshot eyes, and just his left eye was swollen and crusted shut. So I had to take him to the doctor. Usually they would just usually they would just call in a prescription for him, but because his eye was swelling, they wanted to make sure that it wasn't like an infection in the eyelid. But right now we're on our way to do what else? Get my hair cut. Like I said, I feel like I only vlog when I'm getting my hair cut. So I just got done at my hair appointment, and it took forever because for some reason there was some like blotchiness here, and she tried to like lift it out, but it's still like there. I don't know. You see that? Is that just my imagination? Like it's right there and then a little bit here. So I'm gonna give it like a week probably of washings to see if maybe, you know, it'll even itself out. I think it's just like the glaze that they put over it. Hopefully it fixes itself, because I was there for 3 hours and I don't know. I see it's right there. So hopefully it'll fix itself. If it doesn't, then I'll have to come back. And I basically just went a little bit ashier and just a little tiny bit darker. I don't know if it's showing up. So it's just not as bright as it was before. So I like it though. I like the color. I think it was a good change. I just get so bored. This is what I like the most though, is when my neck is all nice and clean. Like I wish I knew how to do this myself, but I don't. That would be helpful if I did though. I looked downstairs and this is what I saw this morning. What are you doing, Kai Kai Kiki? You watching cartoons? Is that comfortable? So our vegetable garden has been going absolutely insane. We have 2 strawberries growing down there. It looks like an animal already ate half of it. And then we have 1 blooming right there. Lots of peppers growing. Tomatoes are all blooming and coming on. And then there's a huge pepper. Where'd it go? It's over here somewhere. And there's a huge pepper right there. And then all of our raspberries are actually blooming, so I was gonna pick a few off. So it's still a little early in the season, but this is the ones that I picked that I didn't eat already off the bush this morning. So I just got done doing a 2.5 mile run. I'm pretty excited because I cut about 20 seconds off my time. So I actually did a 9-minute and 43-second mile average, which is great because I've been trying to crack that, as you guys know, because I've been like 10 minutes, like nonstop 10 minutes, 10 minutes, 10 minutes. And I don't know why, but I'm like, I gotta crack 10. Not that 10 is bad, like 10 is good. I've been told 10 is good, but like back in my high school days, I could do a mile in like I don't know, 8.9 or 8.9, something like that. So it'd be nice to be able to cut some of that time off. I'm sweating like crazy because it's super hot outside right now. I don't know why we're during the hottest time of the day. But some of you guys are asking on my Instagram if I traded in my shoes and got new ones, and I did. I don't know if I shared these. I don't know if I shared these in my last vlog. I've shared so much stuff on Instagram and Snapchat and Facebook that I forget what I do or don't say here. And I know not all of you guys follow me there. So I did end up taking back those Asics Keanos. You guys saw in my last vlog, I was asking you guys for suggestions on running shoes that were a little bit lighter and stuff. The original shoes I was running with were Nikes. They were these. These were just like my gym shoes, and they're really nice. They're very lightweight, but my knee and my ankle were hurting really, really bad using those because there wasn't enough cushion in the sole. So you guys all suggested free runs, Nike free runs, and so did one of my friends who does lots of running. So I decided to try these out. These are like the lowest version. I was told at Finish Line they were $100. My Keanos were $160. So I actually traded so I took the Keanos back and I got these and then another pair of shoes just for like around town that wouldn't get dirty because they were on clearance for $60. So I actually got 2 pairs of Nikes for the price of the Keanos. So I was pretty excited about that. Oh, that was a lot of talking. I've done about 9 miles this week. I average about 8 to 10.5 miles a week. One week I did 13 miles. I'm considering possibly signing up for a half marathon this fall. I haven't completely decided, but it's just one of my goals to do before I'm 30. If you guys remember me talking about training for the Indy half marathon, I was training and I got up to like 6 or 7 miles consecutively, and then I found out I was pregnant with Wyatt. It was after my miscarriage. So like within the 3 weeks of my miscarriage and getting pregnant with Wyatt, I was training for that full month, and then I found out I was pregnant with Wyatt like when I was 2 months, I guess, pregnant. So I had to cancel that Indy half marathon, of course, and I was really bummed, and that was, of course, 6 years ago. So now I'm in the best shape in my adult life since high school. So I thought, well, maybe I should, just take this all the way and see if I can do a half marathon before I turn 30 in October. So anyway, so I'm averaging about 9 to 10.5 regularly miles a week, and I've done about 13 at my most in 1 week. My longest run so far has been 4.78 miles for this summer. And I have a 8K coming up next month, so that's like 5 miles, and then I'm thought about signing up for a 10K somewhere between, just to see if I do want to do a 13 mile, because, just to make my way up. So it's Saturday morning, and I was just about to sit down and edit this video, but I thought I'd share a little fun story with you guys. So, John and I don't really get a whole lot of private time to ourselves, like adult private time, and I'm really weird. I'm not always in the mood to have private time, but there are these times throughout the month where like I'm good to go. Well, if you have little children, you know that it's really hard to have adult private time, and I'm only saying it this way because the kids are downstairs with an earshot. It's really hard to do that or find the time. So this morning, we thought all was well and whatever, and things are happening, and suddenly we hear Kaya talking very clearly on our side of the door, and sure enough, she had picked the lock of the door to tell us that her brother was doing something, and then she follows that up after tattling on her brother with, and I picked the lock with this, and she held up her dollhouse chandelier, like this little plastic chandelier. Somehow she found a way to pick our lock with this little chandelier. Luckily, all she saw was John's butt, but it just, it's like, I don't know how this country has an overpopulation issue, because I don't understand how parents find a time to procreate without kids, just interrupting. And luckily our kids don't really know what that is or what we do yet. Minus Ava, she's not home this week, but
Eddie, why are you naked?
Yeah, that's what Kaya asked. But Ava, actually, me and my mom had the sex talk with her, so she was pretty appalled, but luckily the other two don't know anything about it. And I think it's healthy. I mean, it's definitely healthy, obviously, when you're married and of age to be able to do that kind of thing and whatever, but you don't want an audience. And it just kind of not that audience. And it just, yeah, so I don't know, it's just funny because I asked people on my Facebook fan page what types of experiences they've had and if they've had issues. We thought, oh good, we're going to put a lock on our door this time, because we didn't have our lock on our door before we moved in here, or moved back in. And so when we did this remodel, we put on all new doors on with locks. and we thought, oh, we'll be safe. No, because we didn't account for the little dollhouse chandelier that our 3-year-old would learn how to pick our door with. I mean, she had to, like, I don't even know. Why would you? Whose brain thinks that way? My brain doesn't think that way. My brain doesn't. Does your brain think that way?
If you want to get in somewhere bad enough, yeah.
To grab a chandelier from the dollhouse?
So you need something flat because there's like a little, like if you had a coin, you could unlock it.
Which is how Wyatt
It's
unlocks
not
his
really-
door.
Yeah, he gets his piggy bank out and then he gets out through his piggy bank.
So, in other words, we should just feel proud that our daughter's that smart.
Or her brother taught her how to do it.
Yeah. But anyway, so I'm gonna edit this video and yeah. I'll see you guys in our next video. Kaya, why did you have to come in and see Mommy and Daddy this morning?
Because Wyatt had his ring in his mouth.
That's the only reason?
Yes.
What did you see when you got in?
Nothing.
Why did you think to use your dollhouse chandelier to open the door?
Because it's a line and your door's a line too.
You're so smart.